Hello and welcome to our channel. Are you learning English? Great! Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Let's get started.
Once upon a time in a small village in Florence, Italy, there lived a boy named Guccio. His family was poor and life was very simple. His father was a leather craftsman who worked hard every day, but they still had very little money. Guccio was always curious. He asked questions, watched people, and dreamed big. Every night, he looked at the stars and said to himself, "One day, I will be someone important. I want the world to know my name." But in the village, nobody believed in dreams like that. "Work like your father," people said. "Dreams don't buy food," others laughed. But Guccio didn't stop dreaming. When he turned 17, he left the village and went to the city of Florence. He had no money in his pocket, just hope in his heart. There, he got a job as a waiter at a luxury hotel. That hotel changed his life. Every day, rich people came. They wore beautiful clothes, expensive shoes, and carried elegant bags. Guccio watched them carefully. He noticed one thing: people respected style. Style, he thought, is more than fashion. It is power. He saved every coin he earned. He read books about leather, fashion, and business. He watched how guests walked, talked, and behaved. He learned English just by listening to hotel guests and asking them questions. One day, a British businessman named Mr. Harold noticed Guccio's excellent service. "You speak good English, young man," he said. "I learn a little every day, sir." Guccio smiled. "That's impressive. You'll go far, mister," Harold said kindly. Those words stayed with him forever. "You'll go far." Years passed. Guccio worked hard, saved money, and finally, he opened a small leather shop. He made bags simple but high quality. He put all his heart into every stitch. He named his brand Gucci after himself. At first, nobody came. Days were long and money was short, but Guccio didn't give up. "I believe in my work," he said. He gave free bags to a few travelers, hoping they'd talk about them in other cities. Then one day, a famous actress came to Florence. She heard about a man who made elegant leather bags. She visited Guccio's shop. "I love this," she said, holding a bag. "Can I take this to Rome?" "Of course," Guccio said, almost in tears. After that, things changed. People began to talk about Gucci. More visitors came. Orders increased. Guccio hired workers and trained them with great care. He said, "Don't just make bags. Make dreams people can carry." But success brings challenges too. As Gucci's name began to rise, other businesses started to notice. Some felt jealous. Others tried to copy his designs. One shop down the street even made fake bags and called them Goksai. But Guccio didn't fight them with anger. Instead, he worked harder. He said to his workers, "We don't copy. We create. We lead." He added a golden touch to his brand, literally. A small gold buckle with two GS back-to-back, GG. It stood for Guccio Gucci. This symbol would soon be known all over the world. One evening, as Guccio sat in his workshop, his son Aldo came to him. "Father," Aldo said, "what you built is beautiful. I want to help you grow it." Guccio looked at his son with pride. "Then learn everything. Not just the work, learn the vision." Together, father and son opened more shops, first in Rome, then in Milan. Their bags were now used by kings, queens, and Hollywood stars. But Guccio remained humble. "I started with nothing," he often told people, "and I never want to forget that." But success was not always smooth. One year, the business faced a crisis. A large shipment of leather was stolen. Workers were scared, and some said the business would fail. Guccio gathered everyone in the workshop and said, "Money can be lost. Products can be stolen. But dreams, they live inside us. We don't stop." They started again, this time, smarter and stronger. Guccio also kept learning English every day. He knew that one day, Gucci would be global. He kept a notebook with him, filled with new English words. One page read, "Luxury, something special, not needed but loved. Trust, what customers feel when we never lie. Success, when you dream, work hard and never quit." By now, people all over Europe knew the Gucci name. His shop was full of letters from happy customers. Celebrities wrote to him, thanking him for their favorite bags. But not everyone was happy about Gucci's rise. One rainy morning, a strange letter arrived. No return address, no signature, just one sentence: "You don't belong in the world of kings." Aldo read it aloud and looked at his father. Guccio smiled gently and said, "Let them talk. We will keep building." But deep inside, he knew something big was coming. Something that would change everything. The strange letter stayed on Guccio's desk for days. Every time he looked at it, he remembered his village, the doubters, and the long road he had traveled. But instead of fear, it gave him fuel. If people are trying to stop me, he told Aldo, that means we're doing something right. Meanwhile, Aldo had a new idea. Father, he said, what if we open a store in another country? Maybe London. Guccio paused. London, that's a big step. But we are ready, Aldo said with confidence. Our bags already travel more than we do. Guccio laughed. You are right. Let's do it. A few months later, the first Gucci store outside Italy opened in London. The English loved the Italian leather, and the press wrote articles with headlines like, From Florence to Fame, The Rise of Gucci, the brand royals adore business boomed. But behind the success, a storm was quietly growing. One day, while checking the company accounts, Guccio noticed something strange. A large amount of money had gone missing. It wasn't a mistake, it was stolen. He immediately called Aldo. Someone inside is stealing from us. Aldo frowned. But who would do that? They decided to investigate quietly. Over the next few weeks, they tracked every sale, every shipment, every expense. And finally, they found the answer. It was someone they trusted, a senior manager who had worked with them for 5 years. When confronted, the man didn't deny it. You have too much, he said coldly. You don't deserve it all. That night, Guccio sat in silence. He didn't speak. He didn't eat. Aldo came to him and said, What's wrong, father? Guccio finally replied, I built this brand with love. I didn't think success would bring betrayal. But the next morning, he stood up, strong again. We move forward, he said. We clean our house, but we never stop building it. After removing the corrupt manager, Guccio made a new rule. Trust is earned, not given. And every new worker had to start from the bottom, just like he once did. In time, the business became even stronger. Gucci opened stores in Paris, New York, and Tokyo. The GG logo became a global symbol of luxury and elegance. But success also brought pressure to expand faster. Investors came. They offered big money. Open 100 stores in 1 year. They said, Guccio shook his head. We are not making fast food. We are making art. But Aldo, now older and more ambitious, started thinking differently. Maybe we should grow faster, he told his father one evening. Guccio looked at him deeply and said, Aldo never let numbers replace love. And that was the first time they disagreed about the future of Gucci. Years passed, and the name Gucci continued to shine around the world. But with time, Guccio grew older. He spent less time in the workshop and more time watching the brand grow from a quiet corner of his garden. One sunny afternoon, Aldo came to sit beside him. Father, he said, I've decided to take the brand further. More stores, bigger markets, maybe even fashion shows. Guccio smiled softly. You're ready, he said. But remember, Gucci is not just about money or fame. It's about soul. Aldo nodded. I promise I won't forget that. Guccio took out his old notebook and gave it to his son. This, he said, helped me learn English, business, and life. Now, it's your turn to write the next pages. That night, Guccio sat alone under the stars, just like he used to in his childhood village. He looked up and whispered, The world knows my name now. I've done my part. A few days later, Gucci passed away peacefully in his sleep. The world mourned a visionary. Newspapers called him the dreamer who stitched history. But his legacy didn't die. Aldo took over, and under his leadership, Gucci became a fashion empire walking the finest runways, seen on the richest shoulders. And still, in every true Gucci product, one thing remained, a dream stitched with love.